Hi, in this video, I will be reviewing the movie Starboy, which you can watch here on YouTube on Omoni Oboli Drama TV. So this movie tells the story of this guy, Dekunle, who has been, trying to get a job. And he finally gets one, but on the day he is to, fill up the paperwork and, resume position at the office, the position gets taken away from him due to, power play, connections and all of that. So he's back to square one. He's stranded. He's back to, job hunting. And this guy has this talent. He's like a wonderful singer. He has a very, angelic voice, but things are not so good in terms of how he's living, him and his mom. So they both unable to pay the rent. The mother shop got closed down, so things are not just going well for him, feeling dejected and lost. Then his friend Shade suggests he enters for this singing competition where the winner gets to win 10 million naira. Although he wasn't like as interested in going for the competition, his friend just cajoled him that he doesn't know what might happen. Long story short, he gets involved in the competition, and things start picking up from there. People start recognizing him and appreciating his talent. Then on the flip side, we have his brother, his older brother Bayo, who has been estranged from the family for quite some time. And in the process of Dekunle singing in this particular competition, his brother recognizes him and sort of reconnects himself back with him. But their mom is against the older brother coming back into their lives. She just doesn't want him around Dekunle, him corrupting him and stuff. But of course, Dekunle is pleased, he's elated that oh, his brother is back, his brother is doing well, he has good cars, a good house, and he's like, why would Momsi not want Brother Bayo to, be with us and to take care of us? And, is the mother so happy with the fact that they are poor and the situation that they are in? So, out of stubbornness, Dekunle leaves the house to go be with his brother. Then he gets to see the repercussions of, not listening to the advices of your mom, and how everything plays out from there. So it's about this guy who didn't really know what he wanted in terms of career wise, in terms of relationships, in terms of friendship, love. Like he was practically lost, and he had to lose himself to find himself essentially. So it's that type of movie. Then for the actors in the movie, we had the character Dekunle, who was played by Clinton Joshua. Of course, he was the star boy. He was a talented singer in this movie. So he was a responsible, cool, calm, collected guy that has this talent. Like when he sings, he inspires people. And he just, I think his own, the downside with him in this movie was that he was easily manipulated into doing things by his brother, because he had the plans of going abroad for his music education, but his brother talked him against that, talked him into singing nonsense, and how everything played out, but Clinton really did well in this movie. It was interesting seeing him trying to lip sync wherever the Adekunle's voice was. What he did good. It was interesting watching him in this movie. Then we get to see the character Shade, who was played by Sophia Chisom, also known as SOSO. So she was this friend, very, very good friend to Dekunle. She had her POS thing and she has this dream of becoming a model. And of course, she had always, cared for and liked Dekunle, but Dekunle did not see her in that light. He was so in love with this babe, Amaka, who wanted nothing to do with him because he was poor. The babe practically broke up with him because he had sent her a 10 minute voice note when people are flying their girlfriends abroad, buying them gifts and everything. So this friend of his, she was always in his corner, good times, bad times. When the mom was sick, she took out of her savings to help the mom, get her surgery done and everything. So it was also very interesting to see the dynamic between their friendship, that's Sekule and Shade, and also see when they blossomed into like romantic relationship. Was interesting to see, of course. And it was just nice, like through it all, she was there. She told him what he needed to hear, told him how things were, and she was always rooting for him, regardless of how he was feeling about himself or his situation. And she was like, I think his number one fan, his number one cheerleader, and she believed so much in him that that force pushed him into going into the competition. And of course, we get to see his mom, Mama Bayo, who was played by Ayo Adesanya. This woman is such a wonderful actor. Oh my goodness. So she's a typical African mother, honestly. She was doing her best to provide for her sons till, the older one left because he didn't like the situation that the family was living in. And she wanted to guard and, protect Ekunle to the best of her ability. And, she wanted him to grow up responsible and, do things the right way, which was, of course, what any parents would want for their child. And we also got to see the struggle when she was struggling to shield and protect Ekunle from his older brother, but she did good. We also get to see the brother Bayo, who was played by Daniel Rocky. I think this is my first time watching him in a movie, and he did really well. Like, he was giving me this vibe of, when you want to do something and you're considering whether to do it or not to do it. He was giving me this demonic, devilish guy that's always on your shoulder, telling you, nudging you in the wrong direction. That was what came to mind whenever I saw him talking with Dekunle. Because imagine giving him instructions about you should sing about bomb, don't sing about things that inspire people and stuff like that. The whole thing about how he needs to start dressing like a star, acting like a star, take advantage of his ex, Dekunle's ex that is trying to pop back into his life and chop and clean on, all this advice that he kept giving him that would lead him down the wrong path basically. So he was not a very good brother figure, role model figure for him. And Dekule was just happy that the fact that he got to reconnect with his brother, bond with his brother. So of course, whenever his brother is telling him to do something, he always thought it was coming from a good place and never thought his brother would mean harm to him. But his brother had his own secrets and his own battles he was dealing with till the law caught up with him. Then the girlfriend, ex girlfriend of Dekunle, who is Amaka in this movie. Typically, all these kind of girls are with you for money. If you don't have money, you don't come near them, basically. So she's that type of person. So if you have money, when things are going your way, they'll be there. When things are not going your way, they will abandon you essentially. So the movie has a very simple and relatable storyline. Just be grateful of the people in your corner when the chips are down, and don't take advantage of anybody, and don't, misuse your gifts or your talents. And yeah, just believe in yourself, be a dreamer, and just see where that will take you. And of course, there's always going to be consequences to, doing things illegally and, trying to get money through wrong means and stuff like that. There's always going to be a downside. So it just makes you mindful and thoughtful that regardless of the situation, don't just do anything because of money. If you've seen the movie Starboy, share your thoughts down in the comment section. What did you think about, Clinton Joshua, the musician, the Starboy? What did you think about, him, his performance alongside SOSO? I think this is the second movie I'm seeing the both of them together in, which was fun to see. If you're new to my channel, do subscribe. If you like this video, hit that like button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.